largest moves we've seen in years here, as the market is incredibly, incredibly green this morning. VIX down to 1640. And it's what the funny thing is about this. What the funny thing is that we all knew it was going to bounce in the mid to lower 5400s. Like there was no thoughts of this not bouncing and the V recovery coming soon. We talked about it. But yet still they do it in a way that throws everybody off. That's just the way the market works. Where's the way the market works? So crazy recovery here. 600 points on NASDAQ. 600 plus points on NASDAQ, which is an incredible, incredible recovery. It's hard to believe. Like I said earlier, we've been doing this coronavirus recovery market for 4 years now, and it still blows me away that this market can do what it does. It's absolutely phenomenal. So let's see here. We got the market open here, already out of the gate, and we'll be looking to see what we want to do on this move. So far, top wick on NASDAQ, and we'll see if this does in fact hit the too much too fast rule for any kind of moves. IV is nearing 40% for FOMC. I knew we were going to get in the top 30s. I don't know if we actually get into the 40s. And most likely we will, since it's so early and it's already at 37, 38%. So we'll be looking. Top wick on NVIDIA. We've got 55.40. We've got Apple going green. VIX is up. I'd keep an eye on this day. If today is in fact the recovery day to get us back up, which it looks like, we have a double bounce on ES at 54.34. We have a great egregious volume. We have a double bounce on NASDAQ. If this does hold through FOMC, even into tomorrow morning, it doesn't include FOMC itself. That comes into tomorrow morning. Because remember what happened last FOMC, or the FOMC back in May, I believe it was, where we had a 100-point pop, a 100-point sell-off the same day on FOMC, and then what happened the very next day? They hammered it and went even higher. So it was 100 points up, 100 points down, 100 points up, all in a matter of 24 hours. So don't write off anything going into tomorrow's session simply because FOMC ends today. So crazy stuff here. 55.38 here. NASDAQ with a big move down into 243 and so. Large red engulfing candles out of the gate here on down. We'll see how this thing works. We got 55.37 on ES. After rejecting top levels. X's are all green except for 3 of them. XLV, XLP, XLRE are all red. XLK is up almost 3%. Nice, Dan. It's been a fantastic day, man. Absolutely fantastic day. NVIDIA is coming off a little bit here, red. VIX is dropping. Keep an eye on VIX 1622 for the roll-off on the VIX. Large red engulfing candles so far on NASDAQ. Already, we're looking at about 60 points out of the gate drop. Drop in the bucket for what's happened overnight here, but it's a decently sized candle. Decently sized candle. Let's go take a look at the options chain. I have no idea what to expect with the options chain analytics today, simply because they have cleared out so much activity in the past 18 hours. Won't be surprised if it rolls down to 107. Yeah, what did we say yesterday, man? The second NVIDIA taps 100, it's all in, baby. And what'd they do? There was so much activity filling at 100. NVIDIA is now at 111, almost 112, 12 points off of that move in overnight hours. It's absolutely extraordinary. ES bounced right off the lower 5400, which was the market structure we talked about, and up we go, man. Up we go. Absolutely phenomenal. So we got 55.37 right here. Got a little red engulfing, still kind of pressing lower, looking to see where this thing is going to go, if they're going to bounce, if they're going to roll it, take profit, do all their things. NVIDIA is putting on a small green candle already. See, we're going to hammer that baby up. And up we go already. What did I take pre-market? I took a small trade on my props, but all of my money last night was made on my IBKR, and I layered into NASDAQ minis throughout the night on this way up here. And basically just playing trailing stops on the way up. And man, it's ridiculous. We entered into a chop phase from 0 into 0.7, and then obviously that late blast off was just ridiculous. It's just insanity. So I don't think anybody expected this kind of recovery. I certainly didn't. just kind of holding on to positions here, and man, it's one of those days where trailing stops just never even touched, and it just went crazy. Look at this freaking red move. Wow. Already almost coming up a 100-point red candle on NASDAQ here. Sent you a message praying Lord willing to stick with me to join your university. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I took those calls that closed literally hit 100 since Microsoft tanked, and then off she went. Yeah. Keep a look on IV. It's already, like I said, 37%. We're looking at 40. NASDAQ is coming off still, 19 at 310. Don't write anything off today. I'm entering today's session with a neutral bias. Look at that. 5-minute algorithm kicked off, instant green. So I'm looking at neutral bias today. And I'm going to play things smart. I'm going to play things light after last night's session and see what can happen. Last FOMC, we absolutely killed it. Remember, we took that put at the exact top of the FOMC before we rolled and caught the entirety of the move. So I want to try to do the same thing this FOMC. So wait for the 2 o'clock, the 2:30 algorithms to shift. The 2 o'clocks will come on, the algorithms will move, and then at 2:30 they'll shift when he starts talking, and hopefully we can catch that move again today. But don't blow all your buying power playing the shakeout. Instant green on the 5-minute algorithm. Yeah, Robert, I saw that video you posted, man. That's pretty cool stuff that those type of traders are using VPA. I firmly believe that all high-level traders and all profitable traders are using VPA or some version of VPA. All price action and volume price analysis. You don't see any real true high-volume traders trading, squiggly lines. It just doesn't work because they don't work. I'm a firm believer of that. It's all price action trading of some degree. Good afternoon. It is still our goal to get the inflation target rate down to 2%. Although the economy is starting to slow, we still need further evidence that the economy will reach the actually 2% inflation rate. Our goal is to cut rates in September, but as of yet, we still need more evidence that this will occur. Blah, 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 blah. F your calls, F your puts. A little bit of green coming up on NASDAQ. ES is not quite as bullish as the NASDAQ coming up. ES is not quite as bullish as NASDAQ. All the way, nice little green. You're hired for the Fed. Well, I will be on YouTube for the FOMC. Yeah, a lot of streaming today. We got Bookmap stream today. I'll be back on early to stream the afternoon for FOMC. And we'll have a little fun. ES, top wick. NASDAQ, top wick. NVIDIA going green, Apple going green. I'm excited to see what the option chain brings out today. Right now, it's all 54.75 on SPX, which is 25 points down. Your thoughts on the BOG 25% or 25 basis points rate hike? Look at the USD JPY now. Obviously, Japan is beginning to intervene. So, in my opinion, I think we could see one last spurt higher here, and I think the music for this round of musical chairs, this decade of musical chairs, is coming to an end. They're getting ready to hit the stop button, and who's going to be sitting in a chair and who's going to be standing. I think that's what I think. So, we'll see. Microsoft is getting hosed right now, all the way down, after a nice recovery. So we'll see, man. Obviously there's a lot of different theories out there. Everyone is very familiar with Michael Gayed's take on it. He says a lot of the carry trade is what's fueling the NVIDIA rally. It's one of the reasons why NVIDIA's gotten crushed, 46% or something like that. Or 26%, I'm sorry. So there's a lot going on out there. And to watch the exchange rate right now plummet and the bonds start to go into the 95 area, I think it's lining up for that trade to start to come to fruition and for the bond trade to start to come live, which it may be start time to start to move. I know this is the most egregious that TLT has been in the past 6 months or so. If they don't cut rates in SEP, will it be a sell-off? If they don't cut rates, I think we'll still drive higher. But I think a lot of this ties together kind of what we were just talking about, the BOJ as well as our current economy, not to mention what happens in November, There's a lot of craziness out there. I was kind of talking about it last night, though. I think it might be time to start putting the long hedge position on my account Not because I think we're imminent danger of falling, because we just had a nice little sell-off and then a bounce, but because I think the protection merits it. The current environment merits it, because any number of things could lead to a big event here. But most importantly, economically, and the policy change is going to drive a lot of pressure on the markets. And we are coming up here in about a month and a half for a policy change. Thanks, OM. Switch to VPA using POC. Finally having a profitable month. Isn't that amazing, Wes? Isn't that amazing? I love it. I'm super happy for you, dude. I know that's a fantastic feeling to finally have a green month after getting stuff done. You just summed up the 2 hours of FOMC chatter. Yeah. What's up, Corey? How you doing, buddy? Appreciate the support and hanging out with us. Thank you very much. Glad we're hanging out with you. Good morning, Quick Trader SPX. Little green here on Apple, on Nvidia. RTY is dropping. XLF is dropping. Banks or bonds are flat. And about to put a new high of the day in for old NASDAQ-aroni. ES is coming back up here too. You are going to have to pay to play today. If you want to put on some positioning, you're going to have to break out the old wallet. The best fruit out of all those, let me think. You don't have banana on there, but I would have to say freshly picked raspberries are hard to beat, but apples are fantastic too. Peaches, a fresh Georgia peach, unbelievable. What's up, NTG? How you doing? Have I been watching the Olympics? I have not watched a single second of it, and I don't plan to. No, sir. 55.44, Apple's climbing. Nvidia about to put a new high of the day in. 100-point recovery in NASDAQ to go even higher. QQQGEX is currently about 470 at the moment, but like I said, I'm not going to put too much faith in the option chain data for the first 15 or 20 minutes because it's going to be going crazy. Depositioning, positioning, putting on positions, taking profit after this insane move. Nvidia new high. VIX is still rolling off, coming down to 1622. NASDAQ just wiped out 19,404. ES is still dealing with macro levels. Even in the face of all this movement, the macro levels are still on point. If you would have longed macro NASDAQ, man, the day you would have had. Just hit 413, which is 700 points on NASDAQ. Is that accurate? About 700 points. Japan had some ballers. Nice. What sport? Top wick NASDAQ. Brief look above top wick after filling some resistance, liquidity. Nice top wick on NASDAQ, all the way down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Getting a couple of whacks in here with my prop firm so I could check that box and shut it down. Oh man, is the POC an indicator or something you create on the Discord? POC is called the point of control. It's the volume. It's part of the volume profile indicator that I use. It's nothing I created. It's just I do utilize it and I post about it in the server. Yeah. Good morning, OM. Great video last night on YouTube. Thanks, Mahir. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that video. I laid out a lot of what I thought, everything of what I thought actually with VPA and price action with the two puts that I took this past spring. There's a nice top wick NASDAQ hammer candle after a look above and then breach. So just to kind of trap the longs there, put in a new high, and then dump a Roni on NASDAQ. They're not tall, but super quick. Nice. Did they manage to beat the U.S.? Let's see. $138,700. I just got a bill for. Nice. Great. Fantastic. Thank you. Large top wick red candle, 19,328. Beautiful. Nvidia's coming off here. Look above and breach. No, Japan lost to France. Well, that's unfortunate. I think a lot of these large candles aren't going to continue. I'm going to be patient because I know they aren't going to try to move this thing in FOMC. Yep. Yep. Just be careful. That was a look above and then top wick here. So 15-minute top wick still coming off here. Nvidia is getting crushed at the moment. And NASDAQ may try to touch down here at 310 after that very, very large top wick inverted hammer here. So if they give out this little move here at 320, then yeah, should be pretty spicy. At 348, climbing up. Man, look at that. These candles on NASDAQ are spicy. 30, 40, 50-point NASDAQ candles all over the place. Three, four, six. Does market tend to range before FOMC? Sometimes I would. Normally, I would say yes, it tends to. However, the past couple of times we've had some pretty erratic movement on these FOMC days. Nvidia's going back up. Apple's falling. Microsoft is falling. Let's see. Big old green candle all the way back up. Every single candle has been immediately reversed. So we're opening up with a 60-point red, 50-point green, 70-point red, and then now already forming a 40-point green. So it's all the way back and forth. It's absolutely killer candles on NASDAQ here. Seeing what we can do to get something going. Another top wick again. They got liquidity 19,400. Top wick, then green right after. Yep. Don't feel bad. I spent a good portion of last night cleaning up water out of the storage in my basement out of a failed condensation pump. Nice. That's not fun, man. That ain't no fun. Let's see. Where are the good places to go? Always be up to date on relevant news and catalysts. I use investing.com. It's a free resource. It just allows you to filter out news by country, news by event. If you want to do an economic, like a FOMC or a earnings, if you want to do an earnings report, filter those out as well. Market caps, good stuff. These are crazy candles. Another large green engulfing here. We've got 19,400 up top. Right now, the market flow, let me hit refresh. So far, not printing anything. That might be a data thing. 54.75 is still the main GEX change at the moment, but like I said, not reliable for now. Give it a few minutes to update. Microsoft is going down hard. Nvidia is making another attempt to go higher. See what we can do on this candle. Another red flow. Microsoft still coming down. So I'm keeping a close eye here on Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. See what we're going to do here. We're going to have a little profit taking, or we're just going to pin flat going into the FOMC event. So it'll be interesting to say the least. 19,400 liquidity. These are the candles that'll destroy your account if you scalp. 100%. You're right. Trading on a plane. I've done that before. 19,400 liquidity up top on NASDAQ. ES has 55.50. VIX up to 1655, holding that 1630 area, which is just above the 22 pivot. ES is coming back up. RTY is still holding down. XLF is down. Let's see. Probably going to 400. 389 top wick. Again, another top wick. Multiple top wicks. Yeah, crazy return on that NVIDIA play. One of the most egregious markets we've seen in years. So this is one for CJ. What's up, buddy? Long time no see. Long time no see. I haven't looked at Microsoft, not on the book at least. A little bit of red, algorithm kickoff there. NVIDIA just top wicked as well. Let's see. Let's say 55.36. NASDAQ just put on a decent top wick. I don't know where this thing's going. Back and forth. Large little. Let's look at everything else, just make sure we're getting all tidied up here. Today is Wednesday. We have pending home sales at 10 o'clock. Chicago PMI just went by, so 9 minutes until that. Crude oil inventory at 10:30 as well. So we have CL, if you're a CL trader, got a little news there at 10:30. Other than that, just being a little bit patient here. The top wicks, are you on the 5-minute chart? I'm watching the 5 and 15 both at the same time. And the 5-minute right now is kind of blended all over the place. The 15-minute right now on NASDAQ is presenting a large doji to open. And then right now, which was a top wick, now it's filling back up to another a strong green. So just kind of back and forth here. And when the market does these crazy whipsaws, like you want to stay off the shorter time frame and stay on the longer time frame so you don't get faked out. Because right now these are account killers. Have I looked at the monthly candle? I have looked at it. I looked at it this morning, which the buyers have got pretty much another couple of hours to turn this into a decently supportive candle, because right now it's an inverted hammer, which is the first time in a while we've had an inverted hammer on the monthly. So they got their work cut out for them today. NVIDIA about to put another high in. Yeah, so to the upside, this is a strong point for the NASDAQ right here. You know, this is a strong resistance. It's also the major POCs for the 4-hour chart. And obviously, we're having a little bit of issue trying to getting through there at the moment into this area. So a lot of top wick on the 5 and the 15 for NASDAQ. We got 19,370 at the moment. And we're coming up on some minor data here in a few minutes. 19,374. Let's see if they can actually hold this range. $379, $380, climbing up even more. Still can't get through there, just kind of shaking and baking. 5 and 15 are trying to fill out the range. FOMC, baby. FOMC. See, they still can't get through. Every time I try to breach, it's top wick. So definitely some resistance to deal with here. We have liquidity down to 19,300 and up to 400 on NASDAQ. $371. Let's see what they're going to do. Dojied out, shaking and baking. 367. Here's the next 5-minute algorithm coming up here in a couple of seconds. We'll see what they do with this 5-minute algorithm. Strong top wicks on the 5, though. Look at that 520 liquidity. Everything looks very top wicky. Yeah, just gotta be patient. Just realize if you scroll, click a line drawn on the chart and delete it, it makes it much quicker. Oh yeah, yeah, I love it. Alt J, by the way, if you don't know that, Alt A, Alt J, and Alt H will plot horizontal lines and segments, and then the scroll click to delete lines. Or we could right click and clear drawings. A lot of cool stuff. Alrighty, 374. We got a little more liquidity down to 300. Probably going to clear that 400 out here, but you can see they're just going to whipsawing this back and forth here. They're whipping their hair back and forth at this area. Here's the 5-minute algo. Nvidia is blasting to new highs. The market net flow must be down because it's not printing at the moment. 54.75 is still basing. We have strong Nvidia calls, Tesla calls, and that's pretty much it. Wow, what a move. Here comes a 400, another 9-10 points. And what can they do with 400? $396, $397. There's the 400 absorption right there. Peak above again. Let's see if they can recapture. Another hammer down off that level. Another hammer down off that level. 398, 15-minute. Absorbing right through there. You see the CVD is increasing as well. So Nvidia is doing their thing. Strong call buying on Nvidia. $397. Top wick galore. Air Jordan's gonna get you so far. Looks like all the fun was in pre-market again. Well, we'll have plenty of fun today. Trust me. Today's FOMC. We'll have plenty of fun. Nice little top wick again. That is 2-buy top wicks on the old NASDAQ. Getting 3 top wicks actually into this area. So looks like we could potentially see a little bit of retracement off this area. Still a lot of erratic behavior. Keep an eye on Nvidia though, and Nvidia is pretty much going to lead the way here. They're up 11% almost. It's going to be difficult for anything to do anything with Nvidia doing that, at least to the downside. But we are printing a 15-minute top wick, 2-buy 15-minute top wicks here, and 3 of them total on the 5 into this 400 area. So a little bit of shaking and baking after they absorb that 400 area. And if this breaks, we'll play down to 300. But until then, still be cautious on anything right now. VIX is up to 1661. Whoa, what was that? That fluttered. 391.15. Two minutes till minor data and the 5-minute closure candle. Dumped it back over again. A lot of top wicks. Does yesterday's sweep on NASDAQ on the hourly look like accumulation to go higher? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Just because, one, it was not quite a double bottom wick. It was a little bit lower. But that hammer candle, followed by the supportive moves, shows that it does look like support. It does look like a buying climax type deal, where they shove it lower down our throats and then they bounce it. That's what it looks like. And they did it, unfortunately, they did it so freaking quick that it's one of those that's hard to catch unless you're looking for it in the overnight hours. They just put on a lot of liquidity at 300, still unable to climb beyond the 400 area. So I'm very curious to what they're going to do with this thing here, but we have data that's come out here in a couple of minutes. They just put on liquidity at 19,300, which is 90-something points down from here. Nvidia is 114. We have 395, 394. Looks like they're going to climb up above again, and we'll see what the seller's going to do this time. If they clear that, which it looks like they're still top wicking, if they clear that, then we may be on for maybe 450 there. So this is an important level here. This is now another attempt at that 400 area, but patience is still a virtue. Another top wick hammer off of this area, 393. What are they going to do? What do y'all think? They're going to touch that 300 area? Here's the next 5-minute algo with the data. Let's see what the data does. I think a new home sales here. $397. VIX is still coming off. Large red top wick, dropping back over. You're welcome, AR. Close my top step. I'm long from 64. There you go. It's a beautiful thing. Still holding. So if the sellers do not get off this 400 level, then we're going to have to come up and find the next supply. That just tells me there's not enough supply here, VPA. So yes, there are a bunch of top wicks in this area, but they keep on holding it there, which tells us that every time we top wick, all that is doing is transacting the current sell orders that are there. And if we don't get away from it, that tells us there's not enough sell to get away from 400. So if this closes above again, we're going to 450 before we come down to 300 at least. So just be careful shorting this. I know it's tempting to short when you're up 900 points in 12 hours. But as long as the buyers keep tapping into supply, it's not ready to go down yet. Just keep yourself safe, that's all. Keep yourself safe. Here we go. We're about to clear new high of the day right there. VIX is rolling off again. NVIDIA is still climbing. 10.7%, 10.69%. Giggity. 19,420 going to not 450. Craziness. ES is 55.44. New high of the day. Beautiful stuff, dude. Wow. What a day. It's a great time to be a trader, man. I hope you all appreciate the absurdity of this market and how you are blessed to be a trader in 2024. Like, you need to thank your lucky stars. You didn't start trading in 2017 because you never would have done it. You would have quit. You would have quit 2 months in. You're like, screw this. I'm going to go play Xbox. Thank your lucky stars. $19,422. I lost $30,000 on a plane due to a Wi-Fi outage and stupidity. There you go. Yep, we've had all those lessons learned. I haven't lost a big amount of money on trading on a plane because I haven't done too much of it, but I have lost some crazy money doing stupid stuff because of Wi-Fi outages on the ground. You know, with my profession, I'm locked in a skiff for 12 hours on end, and you have to leave your phones and connected devices outside. And I was dumb enough to put on a trade and go get locked up in a top secure area with no phones for a number of hours and came back to some hefty losses. I've done that stuff. That's always fun. Snakes on a plane. Another top wick. Peak above top wick. Once they clear this, though. Yeah, I can relate. Not really. 415. What are we going to do? You mean the high volatility? Yep, high volatility. These days are unheard of, man. It's crazy. I love it. I love it. If I can even do if I could do a good enough job to keep y'all even safe in these environments, I think I've done my job, man. Because I know it's fun to jump up and down and yell how much money you made, but in all honesty, these are erratic times, and if you're not on the right side of the trade, you're gonna smoke everything. You're gonna smoke your money, your mom's money, your grandma's money, and your future kids' money if you're not ready. So you got to be very delicate. And for every person that's jumping up and down and patting themselves on the back that they made a bunch of money last night, there's another person who got destroyed last night. So just be aware of that. And if you are on the wrong side of this stuff, you got to identify it quick. In the words of our poet Tupac, the market's faux will make sure all your kids don't grow. Gotta be careful. $19,420. It looks like we're gonna grab that 450. They've even got 513 on. I've been a rich man and I've been a poor man. I choose rich every time. Great movie. Great movie. Well, nice little drift higher here into 430. 45 is going to be up there. That's next liquidity. VIX is rolling off. The call flow. Hey, we finally got an updated options movement. 55.20 is current environment here for the GEX. Time frame continuity. I love it. 5-minute candles, green, red, but climbing. Yeah, it's wicky, but it's definitely fading higher here on this move. And like I said, man, you can't, as long as they stay at the high, what it does is what the pattern forms is what's called the ascending triangle. That's the whole definition of the ascending triangle, is that we have a first rejection off supply, but we retest it and retest it and retest it without going higher, but also not coming off of it. The price action is tightening at upward resistance, and that forms the ascending triangle, not the ascending wedge. The ascending wedge is bearish. Ascending triangle is bullish because that tells you that we have not fully, well, we are fully absorbing supply, and so there's not enough supply to overcome demand. We absorb, we breach through, and we press higher. Well, that's a ascending wedge now, but if you look at it before it broke, it was an ascending triangle. Which the only reason I'm talking about patterns is because I'm trying to explain what the pattern actually is and what it's actually occurring. It doesn't help you to know and understand patterns unless you understand why it's forming that pattern. Apple's putting on a small red. Nvidia is just straight on, just pulling back and giving full afterburner right now. Cleared for an unrestricted ascent to flight level 300. Video last night gave me a better understanding of what they mean. Nice. Good stuff. I might have to look at that myself. Is it stupid to go long here? I mean, I don't know, man. You know, where is it going to stop? Who knows? This is a trailing stop type of day. The context behind the pattern, not the literal shape. There you go. 100%. Beautiful poetry, yeah. I find that low volatility works best for fast scalp trades. Yeah, yeah. With these candles here, if you could scalp and be instantly $1,000 profit if you're trading NASDAQ here. These candles are so quick and so aggressive. But of course, if you're wrong, same way, the exact opposite. So volatility can be a double-edged sword. 19,512 is liquidity up top here. CVD is negative 200. I do have Bookmap today in about 20 minutes, so I'll have to roll the streams over to the Bookmap streams. Bear with me when that happens. What's up, Mojo? Good morning. NASDAQ is 19,442. Wow. Still going. NASDAQ is now up 2.7%. I think it's enormously important to understand the mechanics behind the market. I was dead wrong in my outlook starting yesterday, but I understood completely what was happening and why it was happening, what the response from each participant would be based on price action. Ultimately, nothing other than the extent of the move was surprising, and I used it to make money. Yep. Completely agree. Completely agree. A little bit of red here. Still holding the top, though. $428. Down to 3930. I'm looking for 55, 56 on ES and 19,700 on NASDAQ. Not saying it's going to happen, but that's where the imbalance will be. Yep. Today's a very important session. It's the last day of the month. It's FOMC, of course. And the bulls have an opportunity here to change the scope of the candles going into next week if they can hold this. $240-minute chart here. ES is climbing hard, 55, 52 here, and XLF, after facing a little bit of pressure there at the open, is starting to recover them too. Large red engulfing on NASDAQ. Coming back off. NVIDIA starting to come off just a touch. Sorry, not engulfing yet, but large red. I was up quite a bit on that high. I might give it back on the retest, but so far my stop has not been hit. There you go. Keep on rolling the stops up. Apple is putting on a resistance test of 222.45. Oh, man. Let me go to my volume indicator. Yeah, I saw that, Mojo. Beautiful. NASDAQ is just hovering at the major POCs here, which is about right at 400. It's like 397. So it's right here that they're just hovering right above that. And if they hold that, we're coming up into the 740, 750 area, and that'll be the imbalance, kind of what Math was talking about right there. So, not to say it holds today, but because that would be, what, 1,000 plus points. We're talking about the upcoming weeks, which is why if the bulls hold this, I think we could be SPX over 5,600, now maybe even 5,700 by the end of next week. I think that could be a pretty strong rally. Wait, did he delete something? I saw him post something. Did he delete it? Oh, you added the September puts. Yeah, I closed those last week. Decided I should keep my mouth shut. Oh, now I'm curious. Oh, man. All right, 423. 512 on there still. All right, so they're retesting that area here, but overall, like I said, man, it's the mid to lower 5400s was the main structure of the market on ES, and they did it in a way that was it still throws. It makes you second guess yourself because they dump it hard. Yesterday's incredible large dump, and then instant reversal back up. So right into the same area, 5400s. So it's all about the market structure right now, all the way down into that area, and then they absorb it and bounce it. Imagine a 3% day after FOMC and a 2% day last week. Yeah. NASDAQ has another couple hundred points, and we'll get that 3%. VIX is about to come off again. Volatility is so much faster than last year. Yeah. It's been incredible volatility. Trying to decide if I should close my TLT calls. Some are expiring Friday and looking good, but I don't want to be emotionally trading my P&L. Today's a good day to set a stop on those. TLT is one of those names that's affected by what's about to happen here in a couple hours. So just be careful. Be careful. Right now we are expecting a pause. The market's pricing it as such. This tickling of my stop is playing hard with my emotions. Well, just Monos Erebus. Apple going higher, about to break that triangle. Nvidia's putting on a small red. Dow, Russell starting to recover a touch. $55.20. What's the dollar value of a single tick of NKD? 25 bucks. 25 smackers. That's a spicy name to trade. That's a very spicy name to trade. $55.60 ES, about to put a new high in. That just did. Coming into the 60. And Apple just broke that ascending triangle right there. Their prior resistance. That's a textbook ascending triangle right there and a break higher. Don't think I'm ever going to touch that. It's a spicy one. Starting to dip my feet into CL and gold, but seems too far out. CL is a fantastic one. CL is one of the top traded futures products out there, other than the obvious the ES and NASDAQ. So if you are getting into the futures game, eventually you'll kind of start out in ES and NASDAQ. You'll expand. CL is one of them. The bond futures are another one. And then, of course, you'll get into stuff like the precious metals, gold, silver. There's a thousand different future products out there. Global futures and every commodity futures. Large green engulfing there, NASDAQ climbing higher, looking like they're going to 500. Apple's breaking out, and VIX is rolling back over again into the major pivot. $462. It's a zero-sum game. If I make money, someone else has to lose money. Somebody saying I made money because I understand how this game works. Someone reading it maybe lost a bunch of money. No, that's fine. Trust me, man. I think everyone appreciates your takes in here. That's why I try to. I mean, that right there is why I try to keep cheerleading out of here, because cheerleading, you have to realize that we're trying to learn from one another, and cheerleading accomplishes nothing. So, would you move your stops if you were in 413? Right now, your stops need to be beyond 450. It all depends. If you're short-term scalping right now, your stops need to be about 446, 440. If you're in a longer trade, like you want to hold it for a couple hours, then I would set it a little bit lower, under 400 probably. Now you used to day trade SPY. No, I trade SPX and NASDAQ pretty much. NASDAQ futures, SPX options. $19,463. $55.20 is the GEX at the moment, which is where we are currently. Just hit it. $55.57. Man, it should be interesting. Should be interesting afternoon, that's for sure. NASDAQ still bottom wicking. There are no signs of selling yet. Apple's still going higher. Nvidia still bottom wicking to go higher. So just keep on playing it. NASDAQ is kind of just creeping here at 460 with the liquidity at 500. There's a red break. I sometimes wonder if people ever lose. Well, you have to realize, man, when you're reading that stuff, is that take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. It's easy to talk about the wins. It's not so easy to talk about the losses. Don't get wrapped up in it. Large red on Nvidia. So far, 442. Algorithm shift here, a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds. The 5-minute algorithm will kick. 442, 441. Apple's still going here. Microsoft is still going. And VIX is small green, 1636. I agree, because you always want to seem like you know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Credibility. 19446 here, so we're kind of back and forth. We're kind of creeping up in this 460. The only liquidity on the books here is up into 518. We do have a little bit of red here on Nvidia, kind of creeping down just a touch. So just keep an eye here. We've got a little bit more red coming in. 15-minute, we have a top wick, and we're still kind of hanging out. Here's the next algorithm right here. We'll see how they adjust. So far, green, 452. Nvidia's coming off. Uh-oh, a little bit more red on Nvidia. $54.20. So this is the GEX right now on SPX. So maybe this might be an opportunity to take some profit as dealers start to roll down premiums after such a huge move. We have 19,438, a little bit of red here, but still not really going anywhere. Just a small amount of red. OM talks about edge. I legitimately believe my edge is that I understand what happens and why it happens and why most outcome is most of the time. That edge is only viable against my fellow traders. So although I think education is important, I paid for mine with my dollars losing money. I wish, but I don't wish that fellow traders got more educated on market mechanics. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. That's what I mean when I say there's no real edge in the market in terms of, an EMA is not going to get you an edge. Even VPA is not really going to get you an edge. It's really, one, understanding what's happening, why it's happening at certain points, and two, and managing yourself when it gets to those targets. Like right now, for example, this is a pivotal point for me. I was looking for lower to mid 5400s on ES this whole week for a V recovery. Yesterday, I was vocal about that. I thought we were going to V recover. And now that we do have this V recovery and I'm not in a swing yet, I need to decide what to do from here. Because obviously I don't want to get caught entering high here for another retracement. But at the same time, if this holds today, I think that we will continue higher here. So I'm going to wait out the shaking and baking for the FOMC. And then that's what I need to do on managing my current trade against my thesis. So it's how am I going to manage my emotions given these moves and this incredible volatility. So it's about understanding exactly what agnostic says, of why the market's doing things at certain points, like for example, dealers rolling puts and calls, writing premium, providing the market, which is why they're called dealers, and then of course managing your emotions when we actually do get to a point. "17 more days to retirement." Nice, Tug. Beautiful, buddy. I'm proud of you. Happy for you. Navy, correct? Is there a reason you trade NASDAQ futures and not... I do trade ES futures. It's just right now, most of the time, I trade SPX options and NASDAQ futures. Now, I do trade ES sometimes, but most of the time I just find myself trading NASDAQ when I do trade futures. Mostly because the majority of the time, ES is only like 10 or 15 point range. It's not that crazy. Obviously, the past couple of days, weeks has not been that way. Merchant Marine. Very nice. Super interesting, man. Managing swings in high volatile environments. Now that takes skill. Yeah. Liquidity at 500 is taken off. And I do have to sign off here and jump on the bookmap stream. So I'll be back here in a minute. I'll post the links. Excuse me, I'll be right with you.